African woman, confident woman, a special woman, beautiful woman. I cannot deny African women, they strong. She's on fire. She's a blessing from above. A cultural woman. She is a royal woman. A loving and caring mother. Hey, Mama Africa. She did for Zambia. She did for Zimbabwe. She did for Senegal. Mama Africa. Life is beautiful. So beautiful, so adorable, you know, what a beauty to behold. Black is beautiful, so adorable, you know, what a beauty to behold. African woman, confident woman, a special woman, beautiful woman. I'm loving her vibing. Beautiful woman, she is enticing. Strong African woman, she is a full package. Very special woman, a special kind of body with a heaven's package. Liberia, Rwanda, Nigeria, Uganda, Africa, Mama Africa, Tanzania, Madagascar, Kenya, South Africa, Ethiopia, Namibia. We don't forget Nigeria, Ghana, Somalia. You don't appreciate the video for us. Like it's beautiful, so beautiful, so adorable, you know. What a beauty to behold. Like it's beautiful, so adorable, you know. What a beauty to behold. African woman, confident woman, a special woman, beautiful woman. African woman. Hey guys, how you doing?
Are you ready for a Peloton fam?
You can please share the video for us. African women. She's a blessing from above. A cultural woman. She is a royal woman. A loving and caring mother. Hey, Mama Africa. She did for Liberia. She did for Zimbabwe. Yeah. She did for Senegal. Mama Africa. Like it's beautiful, so beautiful, so adorable, you know, what a beauty to behold. Like it's beautiful, so adorable, you know, what a beauty to behold. African woman, confident woman, a special woman, beautiful woman. I'm loving her vibing. Beautiful woman, she is enticing. Strong African woman, she's a full package. Very special woman, special. Yeah, I know you're not. You know African woman, a full package. Rwanda, Nigeria, Uganda, Africa, Mama Africa, Tanzania, Madagascar, Kenya, South Africa, Ethiopia, Namibia. We don't forget Nigeria, Ghana, Somalia, Angola. Back is beautiful, so beautiful, so adorable, you know. What a beauty to behold. Black is beautiful, so adorable, you know. What a beauty to behold. African woman, confident woman, a special woman, beautiful woman. Yeah. Okay. Happy Sunday, guys. Happy Sunday to you guys. And this weekend is Memorial Day weekend. So we'd like to say, we are may the soul of all the fallen soldiers that fought hard for the country that we live in. Also, the good fallen soldiers that fought for Liberians to be safe. ECOWAS, ECOMOG, may their soul rest in peace. So Memorial Day is all about them. My name is Grace Corentin Goa. I am the president of the Liberian Women Advocacy Network International. This is Split Talk, the ninth generation, where we have Lawani women on here. I'm also a member of Legacy Holding Foundation. My co-host is Vera Adi. Vera, can you introduce yourself, please?
Good evening. We're added for Liberian Women Advocacy Network International. Glad to be back on this evening. Thanks to everyone who's watching us. Please share the video and listen in. If you have any questions or concerns, just put it on the platform, and we'll try our best to answer it or to discuss whatever your topic is or your question is.
So we'll say welcome to you guys. We already know you stuck though.
Hi, Mas.
Yeah, we can only hear your voice and your picture just there. So anyway, but maybe you will come on through later. So, but we'll say thanks for watching. We want you to share the video. We're about to, share some vital information with you guys, things that we can learn from one another. Make sure you make your comments, and because we can interact with you when you make your comments. So, tomorrow is Memorial Day. We are in Memorial Day weekend. Sometimes, during Memorial Day, you see people celebrating. Now, we're not saying you can't celebrate if you want. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. But Memorial Day, what do we celebrate Memorial Day? What is Memorial Day all about? Memorial Day is all about the fallen soldiers. There is nothing noble. There is nothing more noble for somebody to lay down their life to save a country that you and myself live in, or to lay down their life for other people to be safe. There is nothing much noble than that. In America, we celebrate Memorial Day. People, go to the graveside of the soldiers that gave their life. Or sometimes you go to the graveside of your own family members, because we too lost our family members, and people try to remember them during this time. But I just want you to know there is nothing so happy about Memorial Day. So the way people can be doing is celebrating and drinking drinks and knocking champagne glasses. There is nothing to celebrate about Memorial Day. Memorial Day is for us to pray for the souls of our departed women and men of honor who fought, to save our lives, as I said, and the people from Liberia, the soldiers and the ECOMOS soldiers that left their country from Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria, and went to Liberia. Some of them had kids there. They died in the war trying to save Liberians, from harm's way. I can remember in Liberia when the war was there, and we're trying to get on the ship at the Freeport. The ECOMOS soldiers then were there, and they the one were trying to put us in line. And there was some of us were crying because we were, departing Liberia, and were leaving some of our family members behind. And the ECOMOS soldiers then were there, talking to us nice. Some of them were hostile, yeah, we know, because sometimes war situation cause people to be that way. But some of them were very nice. And for me, I remember I went to Nigeria in 1990. Yeah, 1990, I went on a ship and I went to Nigeria, and the Nigerians were so nice. They were so nice. That's why until today, I really, really respect Nigerians. They were so nice. The bunch of Liberians that got on that ship and went to Apapa Wharf in Lagos. And when we landed there, they were so nice to us. Even the guy that was the captain for the ship was nice to us on the ship. And then when we got to Nigeria, we saw the mothers. People were crying. They came to the ship to meet us, and they had bread, they had food, offering us all these things. Some of them took some Liberians to their houses to live with them, and some people went to different places on the refugee camp. But the Nigerians were very nice. So this Memorial Day, we want to honor those people that took upon their lives. Some of them were so young, and when they went to Liberia, because when you saw the ECOMOS soldiers, you saw that most of them were very young men, and they went to Liberia and they gave up their lives. Some of them died, they buried them there. Their family, they don't know their grave. So we memorialize them today, and we want to say, as you go through your Memorial Day, your Memorial weekend, try to remember those people, pray for their families, because some of their families are still grieving for them. They're still crying for them because they sacrificed their lives to save other people's lives. That's the people you call hero. You know how like people like say hero, hero. Those are the people you call hero, the people who lay down their lives for other people to be safe. The war was going on, they still say, you know what, we'll go there. They didn't have to. Someone that could just walk under the army. Even here in America, the people who, you know, the soldiers, they could just say, you know what, this is nonsense. I don't want to be part of this. But they gave their life. And one thing I learned from one soldier, he said that when they are going on the battlefront, the book and ask them, do you want to do this before you get on the flight? Do you want to do this? And they say, oh, yes, I want to do this. And they gave up their lives when they die in the process. And the fallen soldiers are the ones that we remember on this weekend. The other soldiers that are still alive, Veterans Day is the day to celebrate them. Fred, you want to come in?
Yeah, I just want to say, like you said, it's Memorial Day, weekend Memorial Day. Actually, it's a solemn holiday remembering those who have made sacrifices for us to be alive today. And some of them still have family that are grieving, some of them been gone for years, but they still have family members that are grieving for them. And so when Memorial Day come around, it's time to remember them. It's time to celebrate them solemnly. But of course, everybody got their own way of celebrating Memorial Day. They have their own day of remembering the people who have given their lives for us to be alive today, to enjoy the privileges that we are enjoying today. Everybody have their own way of celebrating them, but it should be a solemn holiday. It should be a day where we remember them, we remember the sacrifices. My dad always say, my dad does not like Memorial Day because he says that Memorial Day is when everybody, it's the time that everybody see to go and harass the dead. The flowers they didn't give you when you were alive, all day they in the cemetery laying flowers here, someone take chairs in the cemetery, sit by the grave reading and sit and talking to the dead. He really doesn't like Memorial Day. He said, I really don't like this day because people really harass the dead. They tell you to rest in peace and you resting in peace. They can't let you rest in peace all day. They come here and bring you flowers. Every year they bring in their old dead flowers and say they're talking to you. So but I think I have to say everybody celebrate remember their dead in their own little way, which they're entitled to. But bottom line is that it should be a solemn holiday.
Yeah, and the thing is that I understand where your dad come from, but you know, some people are just very lucky that they even have a grave to go to remember the people on Memorial Day. Some of us, like my mother, we can't find her grave in Ghana. I offer money out on Facebook. People try to find it. People went there and they went to go look and they couldn't find it. Although that particular us not finding her grave or due to selfishness, but I just seeing that you know, for me, I just wish I had my mother grave to go to right now. You know, since it's Memorial Day, I know we're supposed to tell them to rest in peace, but at the same time, you know, it's always sad on this end too. You know, your family member lost their lives, and then you know you want to remember them. You know, so I understand where your daddy coming from, and I also understand where the other people coming from because you just have to remember your people on you know every day in the year you still have to remember them, but on that day it's just set aside for you to remember them, you know, take that whole day aside or the weekend to remember them. So we want to say, may the soul of all the faithful soldiers and all the departed rest in perfect peace. But I just want to share 5 things quickly before we get into memorializing, because we want to talk about memorializing a little bit. We're not going to stay here long today because we know people are out there, you know, and doing what they're supposed to do. I'm here in Baltimore, so you're watching me. I'm in Baltimore, so you see my background is kind of different. I kind of a little bit blurred because I'm somewhere different, not in my regular location. So there where I am. So you know, but 5 things you're not supposed to do because we need to give you the information. Because some people don't know. We need to give you the information. 5 things you're not supposed to do on Memorial Day. 5 things. How you doing? Say you know. But hello, ma. How are you, my beautiful sister? Brother, say hi.
Oh, hi to my darling sister.
Yeah, hi, brother. Yeah. So 5 things, you know, I would just share 5. There are so many other things that you're not supposed to do during Memorial Day. They will just give you that education because most people don't know that they take this day to party and dance and do this and do that. We are not shaming people for doing that. We're just saying Memorial Day, keep it on the holiday because most people get mad They got people that get mad out there when they see people celebrating on Memorial Day because some of their family gave their life up, for us to have peace. And then you rejoicing on that day, so they don't like that. So 5 things not to do on Memorial Day. Memorial Day has a special purpose, and maintaining that purpose is important. They have a special purpose for Memorial Day, and maintaining that purpose is very important for the people who set the holiday for the world to, enjoy it or whatsoever, to remember it actually. So it said, don't wish anyone happy Memorial Day. And you like, oh, happy Memorial Day, my Memorial Day on you. Oh, the people don't do that. No Memorial Day on nobody here. That is wrong. You want to think coming on that?
No, in that period of decoration day, happy decoration day, like what's happy about decoration day? You're going to the gravesite to go and remember your dead, to clean the cemetery, to lay wreath and lay flowers. So there's no happiness in it because, like you said, going to the cemetery, it does not bring joy to you. It only brings sadness.
Mhm.
You wish that your person was alive. You wish that so many things you could do with them and you can't do with them anymore. So like I say, it's a solemn day. There is no happiness in there. But of course, we as human beings, everything is happy this and happy that, and we want to give for it too. Happy decoration day, oh my decoration day on you. No, 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 it on you and not on me.
So you can't say happy Memorial Day. Memorial Day was set aside. It was funded not in joy. Memorial Day was funded to bring, memories, to bring on memories for the people, to honor the people who sacrificed their lives, went to war for peace to be in this world. In all countries, there was something going on. In Nigeria, they fought the Biafra War. In Liberia, they fought all kind of war there. Some of the Nina, I finish forgetting. I remember Autopause and World War III and World War X, all those things. But the people are saying that Memorial Day was set aside to honor the troops who had given their lives in service of the great United States of America. People, the troops who are giving their life, honoring the troops who are giving their life, the ECOMOS soldiers who gave their lives up in Liberia to bring stability to the country, to bring peace, to stop the war that they were fighting. The people were sending their children, and most soldiers were dying. So we memorialize these people on this day. The second thing that you're not supposed to do on Memorial Day, don't thank the current troop. The people say they don't want you to thank the current troop. The current troop, Veterans Day was set aside for them. Veterans Day was set aside for the current troop. You don't want to tell and say, oh, no, you know what? Thank you for your service. No. Memorial Day is for the fallen soldiers that already departed this world, for the people and the family and the world to remember them. The Veteran Day, we already told the soldiers who live in, we told them, thank you. Amen. We thank you for your service. Memorial Day for us to remember the people. So please don't go around and say, oh, yeah, thank you, yeah, for Memorial Day. Thank you for fighting the war for all. Yeah, thank you for keeping peace. No, no, the people say, they don't want you to do it. It's for the fallen warriors from every war in the world, the fallen warriors. They're the ones supposed to be memorialized and to be honored on this day, not the living ones. Go ahead, bro.
I mean, exactly what you said. Every, especially if you're military personnel, every they have a day set aside for you. Like you said, Veterans Day is when we say thank you to all our veterans that who are still serving, the ones that are retired, the ones that are reserved, but they at least they're still alive. We get to tell them thank you for the service, and get to give them the flowers while they are still alive. Memorial Day is not their day. Memorial Day is for those who are gone before. And so we just need to respect that day. And a lot of people, the bottom line is that a lot of people don't respect that day. It's
No.
your day of celebration. Now, I mean, I guess death is supposed to be a celebration of life. In some people's mind, they're saying, well, I'm celebrating because I'm celebrating a life, even though they're gone, it's a celebration of life.
They celebrating their life to go and get a car deed. The people who disregard Memorial Day, they're doing, oh yeah, furniture sale, Memorial furniture, Memorial Day furniture sale. That is totally wrong. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, I mean, they're not supposed to be doing that, but people, we as human beings, like I continue to say, we will take every opportunity to make a buck or to celebrate or to party, or to do something fun. Even if that day is not meant for fun stuff, we will find a way to make fun, to put fun in it. I mean, when I say put fun in it, not to make fun of the day, but to have fun on that day, to celebrate and carry on. I don't know if maybe because it's termed as a holiday, because mostly on holidays people like to celebrate. They will not remember the type of holiday as long as the word holiday precedes whatever that day is. They are ready to have party. They are ready to have fun and enjoy themselves. I guess I don't know if it's because of the culture in America that we work so much till when we get any holiday, it doesn't matter what a holiday is. If we're supposed to be celebrating or not, we'll find a way to celebrate and enjoy it. So I think that what it is.
Yeah, and then they say the 13th don't do on Memorial Day. The 13th not supposed to do on Memorial Day. Don't disregard its importance. Don't discount amount for netted everything for cars to furniture. The people got pool discount, pool supply. We can face your whole Memorial Day this weekend discount to face houses. Memorial Day, I mean they take away from the holiday. We supposed to focus when you're focusing on barbecue backyard, having party for children, and the people saying that you're take away from the holiday. The holiday is to honor. It's not to go inside. Even the people on the television now they make it all the money. People start to pass on how they call it, a petition now to stop all these discounting. Oh, Memorial Day car sale, Memorial Day furniture sale, pool supply sale, Memorial Day this and Memorial Day. They said no, they wanted to stop doing it. They want Memorial Day to be strictly to honor the fallen warriors around the world, not to take away from them because of the sacrifices that they have made. So if they start to do all those things and they take away from it, and for to tell you the truth, if you don't read deep into it, most time people they celebrate on Memorial Day. That's the main weekend that people celebrate stuff. They have balls and stuff, and people get married on the weekend. And people are getting very annoyed because of those things. That they don't want the day to be take the weekend to be taken away. Although you can't stop people from living their lives, but they don't want the weekend to be taken away and the day itself on Monday, that Monday, Memorial Day Monday, tomorrow. They don't want it to be lost. They want it to be focused on what it was designed for. It was designed to honor the fallen warriors around the world. People say I should start having your grilled barbecue steak and then drinking beer and clank, 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 clank with your glasses and drinking and toasting instead of you honoring the people who sacrificed their lives. It's not good. And it says the fourth one is don't forget to exist on Memorial Day. Do not to forget to exist. Some people they take Memorial Day weekend and just lay down in bed. They say, "Oh yeah, the whole weekend on Memorial Day weekend, so I will just sleep."
But what they want you to do now, if they want to regulate, if they're passing around petition to regulate that the day is supposed to be a solemn day, they don't want discounts and things going on, they don't want promotions, promos and stuff going around. They want you to hold it as a solemn day. So boy, I'm not solemn day. I said, so they want you to sleep, they want you to celebrate. So what are you supposed to do?
Nobody just say don't cease to exist. You're supposed to be going to the graveyard. You're supposed to be decorating your loved one grave, or if your loved one died in battle, you're supposed to remember them. Maybe you could say a prayer. When last you heard the person Memorial Day prayer meeting?
But
Have you heard it that the people have Memorial Day prayer service just to pray for the souls of the people that died in the war? Never. All I hear is Memorial Day parties and stuff.
yeah, but what about those who don't have anybody that have died in battle, or not even just battle, but some people, I mean, some people still got their families alive. They don't really have nobody. Maybe they have a friend or an extended relatives who family is gonna go there to take a grave. What if you don't have nobody to go to the
But,
cemetery?
but, but, but what is how do you feel? Okay, that's saying your entire life you have not lost any family member. Thank God for you. But let's say you heard about the different wars that happen in this world, things that happen. Soldiers were killed, like us. We like bro, we know it firsthand. People die for Liberia to be at least where it is right now, though it's not really where it's supposed to be. So, but you can take that time, or that's when you have feelings for others. You can take that time and say, you know what, this time I will try to memorialize the soldiers that gave their life. And you start to reflect on, those kind, because somebody knows somebody who knows somebody that their family died giving their life in service in the army, or in the or in the war or something like that. So you don't have to actually have a family member, but you can just memorialize the day and just say, you know what, May the souls of all those people who sacrificed their lives rest in peace. Because for me, like me now, I could never be in the army, man. I ever when I reached to that plane, I mean, won't get in the plane. I was telling say, "What?" I changed my mind. I went back. You know
I
what?
But the thing is, everybody knows somebody who has died because it could be your aunts, it could be your cousin, it could be your cousins. That's still your relative. But the thing is, most of the time, people who are immediate to those families, they will go to the grave and do what they have to do. And I agree with you. You don't have to know people to be solemn on that day or to memorialize and say a prayer for all the fallen people. But if my way of celebrating of memorializing them, I get up in the morning, take my shower, eat my breakfast, and do my little private prayer, and memorializing all those who are falling. Then why can't I just go back to bed, or why can I just hang out in my bed?
No, I mean you can do that. That you can do after you have memorializing. But they want the day. People are saying now that the day is just taking to be some other rejoicing day. People having fun and going to beach. They want the day to be set aside for honor for the fallen soldiers and the fallen warriors that gave their life out in this war. And if you go watch TV, sometimes you watch Lifetime or one of the HM and something, you will see stories on there. Women telling their story how their husband left the house and they went on the battlefront, and people got stories. I mean, they have movies to them and everything. So, people can look at that too and try to memorialize the day and try to honor the warriors and, remember them, pray for their souls to rest in peace, pray for their family to be at peace. I mean, that's the least you can do. And they say this the fifth thing you should never do on Memorial Days: don't let politics keep you from rendering respect for the day. Do not let politics, even if you don't agree with the idea of war or the reasons America or any country go to war, or the policies a particular president who was commander in chief during the specific wartime, it doesn't matter. People have defended the people and interests of America for over 200 years. And your right to disagree with the reason for war should be separated from your opinion of the troops themselves. So your right to disagree with the war that happened abroad, we understand we're not supposed to, we're not necessary. But the idea of people die in that war to save the country and save other people to live today, small us, we travel, and people left in that country, they die. The mere fact that they did that, you always have to say, you know what? We will remember those people. We don't care whether they were crying. We don't care whether they were killed by some manner. Whether that the way like Liberia, a very tribalistic country. The people had destroyed our country into tribalism. It's so bad that any Liberian who do something, they will just instead they say, "Oh, Liberian did it," and say, "Oh, that our Basa brother or that our Nima brother from the mountain." They will just separate it. They will not even bring Liberia first. Say, "Oh, this person is from Liberia." The other countries they'll say, "Oh, this guy he's from Brazil." We'll never even hear the different tribes in Brazil like that. But Liberia is so tribalistic. So, but we're saying we don't care whether you're from what tribe. The mere fact that you die fighting the war for a good cause, we're not saying for the other one, for a good cause, we have to remember and honor your legacy and honor you during this time of the year. That's what Memorial Day is set aside. And so, but what are you memorializing in your own life? That is the question for the next 30 minutes. What are you memorializing in your own life? Have you thought about something to memorialize in your life? Have you thought about something to memorialize in your mother's or your father's life? Some of your family that left this world. Have you thought about memorializing anything about them in a good way? Or are you just memorializing evil and upon evil? What are you memorializing? What way do you honor your dead relative and memories? What way do you honor it? If you have someone who passed away, your loved one, how do you remember them? What is the good thing that you took from their life and say, you know what? Was a good thing and Mary or any sister Annie used to do. So we want to memorialize her on this particular thing. We always get together and remember her on this. Or you just sit there and just let the legacy of your family just go to waste. What are you memorializing? Frey, you want to come in?
I think you. I want to come in, but I want to come in from a controversial side. So I don't want to mess up your flow. So I think there you go, because I want to ask question from the opposite side. I want to
You should do that.
huh?
Mm-hmm.
No, because you asked the question, you said, "What are we memorializing in our own lives?" You know.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say, what are we memorializing that we shouldn't be memorializing?
Yeah.
Because there are things in our lives that we memorialize and we got no business memorializing it, and it's causing a lot of problems for us.
You can come from that end. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, but but let me go back to the good side of it, because he said that there are people we all have lost, people close to us, friends who are close to us, family members, aunties, uncles, and all those kind of things we have lost. And most of the time, I don't know about other people, family, but like I've seen some family where they will get together, not necessarily on Memorial Day, but time, every now and then they will get together and celebrate, and they will remember somebody. Like when my family get together, sometime we had an aunt that passed. She was very jovial. I mean, she was down to earth. She was everything you would never think she was our aunt, but she was our aunt. When we get together, it was a really, really fun time. And we tend to remember her every time we get together. Her name can never move from any conversation. It's always, oh, this is how she used to be. Oh, this is what she used to do. You remember what she used to do? And her name is popular in our gathering compared to some other family members whose name are not so popular. We remember them, but that one aunt, there is always that one person that you can never let go of. Their memory always live on. And that's what when people say, when some live your life so that your memories, your things that you did in your life can live after you in a good way. That's what we all
Yeah, the life you live speaks for
speak for
you.
you, so that when Memorial Day come around, or when people gather to memorialize, or when they're celebrating this, you even though you are dead, but you are still part of that gathering, because everything good and pleasant that they knew about you continually live with them. They carry on your tradition, they carry on your name, and you are never lost. You are gone, you're long gone, but you are still, it's kind of like you're still alive, because your good memories are still present.
Yeah. So we're kind of the controversial side, but what are you, like Russ said, like her aunt was so great. So we need to start to live our lives. So when other people, the day we leave this world, other people will remember us for the good thing that we have set in this good standard that we have set for our children, our nieces, our nephew, our family, that they will remember you and say, hey man, when
And
they reach somewhere, like us in our family, like I would just tell you, my mom was just a matriarch of all times. We remember her to the core. Even everybody who came across her, remember her to the core, because she just had that way of you letting her remember her, letting you remember her. And that's why sometimes my husband tell me, say, "Yeah, you can leave your man, huh? The woman be dead almost 30 years. Just, oh, when ma, yeah, when ma do the, and ma do, ah, man, you leave the woman, yeah, you leave her. Pastor, you need to go. Yeah, Pastor. My son in the back. So, what are you doing for people to remember you? Or are you doing the worst thing so they can remember your worst ways? Or are you doing the right thing? And when I was founding Legacy Holding Foundation in 2009, and I don't know why we were in the formation of the organization, and the need just came about Legacy Holding. I'm like, oh, Legacy Holding. But this whole thing is that I was holding my mother legacy. That's all. Everything I do is my mother. She wanted to do all the things that I'm doing right now. She did some, but she didn't do it up to the way she wanted to do it. I'm carrying it on. The legacy we should continue, and that's why I'm memorializing until my death. My children will pick it up and carry it, because we memorializing my mother in generations to come. She will remain on this in this world. Her name will never leave. And I hope I hope my children carry it for me too. My need to be here, because you have to memorialize good standard. You have to live your life in a way that people will remember you for that good. So I say, oh, Sarah, do oh yeah, oh, that get you so left fighting. That get you so left fighting, baby. That why we memorializing you for? John Peter, oh, that boy, he's stealing baby one not near here. He used to steal from everybody he meet. So that why you memorializing you for that? That why you want to be left in the world for people to remember you for? Oh, Sarah told that girl, everybody husband she slept with him. Oh, That's what we come memorialize you for. Your name will continue in generation for that life.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we
So
need to boost
mm,
months, yeah, and especially now where people talk a lot about integrity and moral character and accountability, you want to make sure you're memorializing all those things positively in your life now that you're speaking about it, so that when you are no longer and people come together in a gathering and your name come up, they will say, wow, that woman, she really lived her life. She was a woman of her word. She was a woman of integrity. She was a woman of moral character. When she said this, it was it. She never backed down. You
yeah,
want those things to remain, because the thing about it is that those things are so, when you die, the way that you live your life, the things that the foundation that you built, the things that you impacted people's lives with, it's like those things don't die. Your body is gone, your spirit has left your body and gone to wherever it goes. But the legacy that you leave behind is so alive and present among people, that when people sit and gather in a gather together and having a conversation, all those things, your name will forever be present, and that is what you want. You don't want your name to be present for corruption, for roguishness, for taking somebody's husband, from stealing, to gossip. You don't want your name to be present for that. You want the good things to live after you, because when you're long gone, those things don't go. They stay forever present, like we said. They're forever present in our lives.
yeah. Except we want people to memorialize you for lying.
Mm.
And for stealing and say, oh, jump up. Oh, that man, when they say can lie that they will be memorialized. Yeah, that boy will lie. You
Yeah.
don't want you, yeah. What are you memorializing for yourself, your own life? What are you putting in place for your memorial, for them to memorialize you when you leave this world? What is the thing that you're setting in place that people will remember you for? Let's put it that way.
Mhm.
People will remember you and say, oh, when they say Mary Jeans, doggy, that woman, my God, that woman was a nice woman. She did this and everything she did it from the heart. She never had much, but when she gave, she gave.
From
She
the
never had much, but when she for you, when you're a friend, you her friend. Now, Sarah John, no my how she will cancel, she tussle, she cancel, she tussle, just all over the place talking about people. You don't want to be remembered in that way. And that's why we're telling you on the Memorial Day. Think about that. The day you leave this world, what you want people to memorialize for you on your name. Ways to honor you, ways to remember your life here on earth. What you want people to remember you for.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that, Grace, too. When you have lived a good life and when you pass, the physical things that you have, you live such a pleasant life to the physical things that you have. People don't even want to get rid of it. Forget the foundation that you live, you laid, that people will remain in people conversation forever. But even your physical things, you got people who take it and hold on to it because of that type of person that you were. I remember my aunt, my same aunt I was talking about, when she passed, the things that she had. Every family member too wanted something of her to keep as a memorial. To this day, I still have. She used to, when we lived in New Jersey, because we lived in New Jersey with her, she had a watch. It was a Movado watch. That's how Movado first came on the scene and stuff like that. And she would say, oh, my niece, they wash here if for you. One question, oh, my niece, come put on their watch. When she died, they asked me, I said that was the only one thing that I wanted for her. And to this date, I have that watch. It's among my jewelry. From time to time, I put it on. When I put it on, I just smile and remember her. I see she
Right, it's true.
always wanted me to have this watch, and so I would keep it. But everything that she had, every family member wanted a part of it, and they all still have it. And when we all get together, we're talking. First, they will say, "Me, I got it one. I still got my own." You remember? They won't say, "Oh, well, I got my own. I still keeping it." That's how loved she was. That's how much impact she made on her family. That's how much legacy she left behind. You want to leave behind a legacy that, even if it's a little piece of physical stuff, somebody should hold onto it and say, "I'm not going to let go of this piece of that person because this person meant that well to me."
And that's ways to honor your loved one who have passed away. Jehovah First said ways to honor them. But for you to honor the loved one who have passed away that kind of way, that person should have been very nice and very good person. She was a blessed soul. You know how they say in the Bible, her children rise up and call her blessed. It's not only her physical children that she bear from this stomach. People that were around her, people who knew her, they rise up and call her blessed because the way she lived her life. And that's the way, if you just say how they still honor the auntie and they keeping stuff for her. That ways to honor your loved one, they leave this world. You hold on to the stuff. You hold on to it. Child, we holding on to stuff our own mother. I mean, her life was just like a prized possession. That's how you want to live your life for people to remember you in this world. You got to think about that. Because sometimes you look at all these things. I was just talking today, and I was having a conversation with my husband yesterday. I think today, I was telling him, I say it will come in the next 5 years. I don't need anything. I don't want to buy anything anymore. Like, I don't need these things. It's just it comes with the age. I mean, these are too many stuff. Why am I doing all this? I need to share some and then have the other ones that I can see because some of the things I can't even see them to wear them. There are too many. Why am I buying stuff for? Because my life has that doesn't define me anymore. What I want to define me now is how to reach out there to help other people, to give to them, to change their life, and to make their life better, for the next generation to be good. And now when people hear me talk, I always talk about the next generation of children. What are we doing for them, for their life to be a better life instead of, I mean, our parents fought for us, but we found ourselves where we were with the whole situation in our country. But what are we doing for the next generation to change? And our people in Liberia don't see that. The leaders do not see that. They only for themselves. You building 50 houses. Wearing $15,000 shoes. Those things will go away. But what have you left for the next generation to carry? I'm not talking about your own kids that you bear from your stomach. I'm talking about other people. What changes have you made in the society, in the community, for those people's lives to change? That's the memorialization we want to give you. But are you giving yourself that memorialize? Are you memorializing yourself the day you leave this world in that fashion that people will remember you for that? They will remember you for stealing the country money and building houses. They remember you for talking on Facebook, but when you get in the position, you go and lie to the people and you don't do what you say you were going to do. You start to change because the money have fooled you. How many things that one person can have? How many things? How many things that one person can have that you can sit in the Senate and make drastic decisions that will change the lives of the poor children that are born into this world in Liberia, that they were asked to be born and they just born into that poor and malnourished society. What are you doing to change their lives? Or are you just thinking about you and your children? And now most of your children will become useless because of what you're doing to the country and not giving the other people children chances and not giving them the fair share of the life in their own country. They didn't deserve to be born in such a country that the people don't really care about one another. So what people I remember you for? All the politicians and all the people who talking, what people I remember you for? But you're talking? Or are you doing things that people will remember you that say, oh my God, I was really dying. I never had my school fee, and that person was able to help me. Oh my God, I just wanted to talk to somebody, and when I call, the woman was able to talk to me and calm me down. What are people remember you for? Ways to remember your loved one. Keep something of theirs if you're running. Keeping an item of sentimental value in a very personal way to remember someone dear to your heart. So put a cause for that person. So put a cause. Like me, I memorialized my mom in my daily life because my mother was a good woman. Everybody who know my mom will tell you, Mary Elliott Correnti, she was very good woman. I mean, the woman life, sometimes when I think about it, I feel cold. She was that good. So I'll do everything to memorialize her. I'll go and we doing her house that she left. We doing everything to memorialize her. I will try to help people because sometimes I think about it when somebody called me for help and I started thinking twice. I said, well, what would my mother have done if she were here? She was going to help them. That's what I want to do. What would God want me to do? And I would just want to do that just to memorialize my mother's legacy that I'm carrying on. Legacy, I'm holding the legacy, carrying it on to the next generation of my children, and they will carry on to their children. So that's how we memorialize our family members, and that's how we remember them. Very well coming.
Yeah, that's how it should be. Don't be the type of, and then we'll come in on the other side that I wanted to say because I know we're running out of time. That's why you want to live your life not perfectly, but you want to live it decently so that when you die, You will not be the type of person where nobody will want to keep anything of yours. They will just throw everything in the trash because they don't want to be associated with whatever spirit that whoever that person was. They had a bad spirit and they don't want nothing associated with that person when they're gone. I've seen some cases where people die and people just get rid of everything. They don't even want to be bothered with everything. I mean, good, treasurable things, good things people have. And you see people say, I want no part of it. Get rid of it. Throw it in the trash. Take it to Salvation Army. You don't want to be that type of person. At least you want somebody to remember. You keep a treasure of yours. Let your name, let your body be gone. Let your spirit be gone. But let your name survive. Let your legacy live on.
Yeah, you can also memorialize a family member who you love and who had lived a good life. Not talking about a wicked family member, then we need to put all the thing in the dumpster. We're talking about those family members that sacrifice their life. They would do anything for a family member or and other people in the world. So sometimes what you could do is create a living reminder for them. You know, you could put their pictures on the wall that every time you pass by, you remember them. Sometimes you dedicate an event for their memory. You just have something just to remember Auntie Sarah. We're going to have a little get together to remember her. You have that to remember your mom. You have that to remember your cousin, somebody who was dear and lived that life that you cherish, you know, and they were good to other people. Sometimes you establish a new tradition. You want to create something that maybe, you know, in our family, every maybe May the second week, we get everybody together to remember, you know, our mother or to our father who lost his life in 10, 15 years ago. We just sit down there, remember him, eat some food, and talk about his legacy and talk about him. That's the way to remember your family member. You know, start a new tradition. Do that. You see that lady, the lady who started Mother's Day. There was a one woman who started Mother's Day. One woman. She just got up one day. Her mom was so dear to her. Her mom passed away. And she said, you know what? I'm going to set this day and start to remember my mother. And she made it so noon. She was all on the radio talking about it until the people that day became a holiday. They had to establish it as a holiday to remember mothers all around the world. So there you go. She started it, and now it's a tradition. The whole world we celebrate Mother's Day because she was just doing that to remember her ill mother. And now this is the day. So do something, you know, to remember your family member, especially those family member who has set, you know, made an impact in your life and did some good things. So I will let you count the controversies so we can wrap up.
So okay, wrap up. Okay, the things that you're not supposed to memorialize, and I decided to talk about this because, um, as I was reading and thinking, reading about memorializing and thinking about memorializing, and it came to my mind. A lot of us in relationships, especially, people tend to memorialize things they have no business memorializing. They got old girlfriend picture they still holding on to, old letters they still holding on to. They
Hmm.
still in communication. No, they really memorialize these things, and these things are causing a lot of problem. Somebody called me last month and had similar issue, and they wanted to know my opinion on it. And and then myself had a conversation, and I gave them my opinion and how I felt about the whole situation. So when we were talking about the memorializing, I felt like I should bring it in because this person that she was with, they really hold these things dear.
Wow.
Got old letters. He got old photos of various relationships. It's like, what is the purpose of you keeping it? It's a memorial. It's a whole memorial in the home. And for that reason, the home can't even function properly because you got all these spirits in your home that you have no connection to, that you are memorializing, and the person in your way is hampering you. And so that from that side, I wanted to come from. Are we memorializing things in our life that we have no business memorializing that's causing problem for us? Yes. Many people are.
Wow.
Or some people got stacks of albums with old relationships and stuff, old marriages. They
And
build
they
those for
carry them into the other new home.
their homes. They go into new marriages and they carry it there. Stack of letters, old letters written. Why would you want to memorialize something like that? Is it something that you're supposed to be memorializing? Because for me, even though it's good to memorialize things, but for me, they're not something you. Those are things that you don't need to memorialize.
No.
Broken a relationship, when you have parted with somebody, especially if you're going into a new relationship, get rid of it all, burn it, throw it in the trash. Why are you holding on to it?
I don't understand how I heard a story like that with our little girl. They said that was this man, he had two women. Yeah. So apparently the other woman really wanted to be with the man, and the family like her, and she had children by him and everything. And then he met this other woman. While he was with her, he wanted to leave and be with the other woman because apparently that where his love was. And the family really like him to be with this other woman, the first woman. And this man had a picture in his house of this other woman. He will not take that picture down. The people came, they had family meeting. They told the man, see the picture ain't doing nothing. The man said the picture ain't doing nothing. He give me that one picture. He hung that one picture right in the living room, man. Soon you open the door, the one picture sitting over there, and he and the other woman living in the house.
Wow.
The people like you need to. The woman called church people. Then she called the pastor. When she called the people in the interior, they have meeting. The man say if the woman want leave, let her leave him. That other woman picture when he put her there, he doing nothing to them. All he know, he just want keep the woman picture in the house because the woman too far. He leaving, he leaving the picture if someone give her. She the one in the net, she getting everything. What more she want? She want leave a picture away, that the picture in the net she must go. Yeah, that woman had to live with that picture because she didn't want to leave her husband. She had to live with that picture hanging in our house for
Yeah,
years.
but that's not a good
That,
memorial.
that's not a good memorial. You can't keep another woman picture in another woman house. What kind of memorialize? What you memorializing the other woman for? They mean your heart is still on that other end. You know.
No, they're not lie because and then it will say, oh, that like the one situation I had, he said, oh, it's just a keepsake. Keepsake for what? Keepsake for what? You know, this the person who you holding on to for keepsake, they got their own life going on. Then you got all this stuff you say for keepsake causing problem. It's just a bad memory. That at the same time you use, and that is why I brought it to like, oh, it's just a memorial, you know, it's just keepsake, you know, some things you don't let go, you just hold on to it. No, no, no. So I just wanted to say there are some things in our life we shouldn't be holding on to. There are some memorial there are some things we are memorializing, we have no business memorializing. And if we know of anybody or we ourselves in similar situation, we need to break those kind of memorial. They're not good memorial. They think you're supposed to memorialize people who have sacrificed something, people who have given their lives.
Or maybe not get a picture in the house and they sacrifice something.
So what also you're trying to say it made so much impact in their life so they can let go. But
They
then
can like
back to the person. Then if that person made so much impact in your life, why are you here? Go back there.
every night, and then they can go to the picture and spot it.
They
Hey.
spy it, they look at it, go get the old letter from 19 who time, then they read the letter.
Oh my God.
It's bad, you know. It's not just while we were talking about memorializing. I just wanted to do that in that. So if there's anyone out there who find themselves in any such situation, because the one that I was involved in last month, it was just a sad situation. And it was not just even a little bit of, you know, something from the past. It was like a whole stack of things from the past, and you know.
It's not even supposed to be no little bit or nothing from the past. There
But
shouldn't be
that
anything
relationship
there.
is gonna end up where it has no business ending up because the person holding onto the information is just to all that thing he called his memory is not willing to let go. So, but I give my piece, but I mean, looking from the outside in, I think it's gonna go to where it doesn't need to go. And why would you want to destroy your life? Why would you want to destroy your relationship for something that's in the past? Whereas as where you are now, the person you were, you're supposed to be building a legacy because that's who you're sharing your life with. That's
Yes.
your life partner. You're supposed to be creating a new memorial now while you're with that person, so that when you're gone or when the person is gone toward when you guys both are gone, people will remember you for what you're built and the impact you had on each other and your children as a unit. You know, but for you to still be here, you know, it's
Putting on old picture, putting it on the bed. In
on.
fact, you spy it.
Yeah.
Any man you get
I,
out of one picture, you keep in there, you better let him get it because in fact I think that demon is a
yeah.
kind of witchcraft.
You hampering your household. You putting a chain around your household, your marriage. You cannot move forward because you're memorializing something that does not belong in your home. It just like we said, some people when they die, you can't keep anything of theirs. You just have to throw it in the dumpster because it's gonna hamper your home. It's gonna hamper your life. because that person never made a positive impact. They never had anything good about them for you to memorialize it. The same way with some relationship, there's nothing there. Even if there was something good about
Something there.
it's going on, it's
That chapter is closed. You know
it's
what Michael saying?
it.
Michael's telling you, he said there are some moments that will always be memorialized. No matter who one gets married to,
Oh
no
my
matter
God,
who
for
one get married to. For me, I have a lot to memorialize if I do get married again. She has to accept. Michael, you getting married, Jennifer? You will not get married, Janaka. If you think a woman come to can't tell all your ex-wife picture, not your ex-wife, but you know, Michael, if you know Michael's story, Michael is my brother. It's not a hidden thing.
life.
He lost his wife, beautiful girl. They had a kids, happy home. Michael adored his wife. I mean, he adored her. When I talk to him, I can see the sentiment in his face about his wife, and he lost her. And she told him to move on. Michael, your wife told you to move on because she went in people's dreams and told you to move on. So you won't get another woman now, then you bring in it, then the woman keep all your wife picture. She already passed on.
It's not
They
fair.
say you're married for better, for worse, in sickness, you have to death to you when a woman die, you're parted. You have no right to say the dead to your part. When a person dead, you have to part away from them. You
Yeah.
have to let her go. You holding onto the woman. You still holding. You holding. You need to stop, Michael. You need me and you had that conversation before. You need to stop, and we're bringing it all here because we want other people to learn. It's not so much about you now, but we're bringing it up. If you are married before and you desire to get married again, if you had desire to get married, because some people when they married before and their spouse passed away, they can have a desire to get married. I don't know how they can have that desire, but they can have it. I'm just saying, I don't know where they come from. They can have it. So if you desire to get married again, you have to let that other woman go. She's dead. They said death to your part. You cannot keep all the woman picture of her teenage all on the wall, and then you accept the other woman to come in and accept that other thing. That is wrong. You cannot memorialize her like that. You will memorialize her in your heart.
Hard.
As far as in the house, you cannot keep the things there. Except you don't want to get married again. And your significant other die. And most of the time, I always say that people can say, oh, you're funny. If you've been married, you are in your marriage for at least 10, 15 years or even 8, 10 years, 12 years, and your spouse passed. I don't know how some people can get married again. I just don't understand it. But people get married again. I don't know where that feeling can come from, but they still want to share their life with other people. You can still have a person you can be seeing each other if you want to, but the power you won't get married again. And you say, oh no, the other woman patient must still be hanging on, the main patient must still be hanging. You wronging your other significant other because when that woman died, you were supposed to let her go. Before you can come in.
But then you're not ready to move on. You can always memorialize someone in your heart. There's something about that person that you're always going to remember forever till you yourself expire. But the one thing you can do is to have belongings from that person all over the place as a reminder. It means that the relationship you are in currently, you're not ready to be in that relationship. You're not going to move on. It's like you are living a double life. You're
Yeah.
a double life. You're still married to a dead person, and you want to be married to a living person. You're double minded. You can be married to someone who's dead and married to someone who's living at the same time. Those two things does not go together. It does not work that way. You have to sever that tie, especially when a person passes. It's time to let go physically. And physically meaning everything that belongs to that person is also physical. It's time to let it go. You don't memorialize them in that way. You memorialize them in the form of memories, in the form of the things that you shared before. But now you're beginning a new life. You have to start a new legacy. Not to say you will forget those things. Yeah, from time to time you will remember. Sometimes people get married to the current person and they will even tell the stories. Oh, you know, when I was married to my first wife or when I was married to my first husband, we had such great relationship. We had such good times. You can have conversations about that,
But
but
it can't
that
be,
have to be.
you can have conversation about that, but it can't be all the time.
No, it
Because
can't
people
all
then
the
they
time.
won't be talking about that one thing. Oh, you know, when I
No,
was married to Sarah when she was alive, we don't care about that. When the woman died, she told you to leave her alone. They said the vows you got made, said that death to us power, death king, a party you. The power you want to be telling the woman every night the story about Sarah before you sleep is wrong. And you still want to hang all her picture, her old clothes, you still got it under the bed, you holding onto it, then you still married to your dad, then you will remain in that state.
eh,
My God said he let her enjoy, he enjoyed me her demonstrating. How you holding on to it? But because I had my God doing, and me and he had a conversation in Philadelphia before. He just holding on the girl said, leave me. I dare, let me rest in peace. My God said, no, you can't leave the girl. He can't leave her. Yeah, I hear that.
Well, to move on, all I can say to Michael is that to move on, you can always remember her because you have such good marriage, you have such good relationship, you have such good friendship. You will always that nobody can ever take from your memory. But for you to move forward, you cannot hold on to physical things from your past and say that, oh, you're just holding it to memorialize the person. It does not work that way. Then it means that you're not ready for any current relationship. You're not ready to move forward.
My God, I don't know. I just pray for him now. Because I think he would just,
That's a required prayer. You just have to come to the realization that the person is not, they're no longer, they're not going to come back. So either you decide to live like that forever and don't get married again, or if you decide to get in a relationship, then you just have to let some things go.
he asking a question, bro.
But he,
Is keeping a photo of your past death relationship in your living room also wrong, especially for her son to keep remembering her? It's wrong, Michael. Let her son remember her, that her son, that you not her son, you are her husband, a death party you. Then let boy remember his mom, and the sons then remember their mother in that love. They could keep her picture in their room. The part where you will have somebody else, you and the person together, you're coming get married, or you're married, then you still get a one picture, or you say because your son, the picture gotta be hanging in the living room. It's totally wrong. It's wrong. You have to keep your photo of your past death relationship in your living room. Oh, the video just went off. Were you there?
I can hear you at first, but you're back.
Yeah, yourself are gone.
Yeah, I could see you. You just froze on the screen, but we're back.
Okay. Yeah, so that part is totally wrong, Michael. You cannot. Let the boys, they remember their mama themselves. You're not here to help them to remember their mama. You find your excuses. I know you. Michael and myself were in, we went to our house, went to my cousin's house in Philadelphia, and we're talking about Michael's wife. We stayed there for hours, all we were talking and lecturing about it, trying to tell him, and my cousin was telling him, you need to move on. When Margaret left for them, my cousin looked at me, my cousin said, great, the person welcoming can't take Margaret, they take it. I said, what you mean? She said, that boy would never forget that woman. She said, man, the girl who coming marrying the girl just suffering here with that. Because Margaret talking about the teacher happened today. The way he talking, she said, Michael can get what I get. It's just leave for him to stay there. It's okay for you to stay single, Michael. You can
Okay.
get somebody from the distance and y'all be doing something, your stuff, but you can't bring somebody in the house and you're together and you can't tell us that no, you can't keep the one picture or to remember for your son and to remember that man. And that's true. No, that is not about your son, it's about yourself.
Yeah, so we're about to close. We wanted to throw that in there. If you find yourself in a situation, if you're somebody who can let go of a past, then maybe you need to stay alone for a little while until, seek the face of God, seek help, seek counseling until you can get to a place where you're ready to move on and invite somebody else into your life to occupy that space. But if you're not prepared to invite somebody else, if that space is still occupied, is already occupied. There's nobody else can. It's like two things cannot occupy one space. You understand? You have to make room for somebody else. And if you cannot for somebody else, then you're not ready to move on yet. It better you live your life as it is. Keep seeking, go for counseling until you're ready. But no one's gonna come in your home and you got stuff hanging all over and you say it's a memorial. No,
Another person on again. Let me tell you something before I answer you, choke on by you. When Jesus, we probably Christians, so let me just bring Jesus story, the whole Bible. When Jesus was taking his disciples to follow him, and when he was healing and he was doing things in the different countries and different towns. And one man told Jesus, he said, I won't follow you. I think he had just healed him, or maybe he saw him heal somebody. And he said, I won't follow you, Lord. Let me just go bury my sister or my cousin or somebody. He was trying to go bury somebody to come by. And Jesus told him, you know what? He said, let the dead bury the dead. There was a reason for that statement. And maybe in my lifetime, when I getting older, I might probably become a pastor because I really need to explain some things to you. Choco is saying, I don't think it is wrong to keep the photo of your kid's mother who has passed in your living room. It is totally wrong, Choco.
absolutely.
Especially when you are married to another woman or you have another relationship, you maybe common law married, live in boyfriend and girlfriend. You cannot keep the mother, the picture of your children mother. We keep on saying it. It is totally wrong. You cannot do that. It doesn't serve the other woman right. She will always feel second to another woman, even in her death. Even in her death. Let the woman go. Their children can memorialize their mother. They can keep their mother picture within the room, or another woman can be in the house. Then your ex, your departed wife pictures all in the house. No, if you have to keep it there, don't get married again. Not force, especially when you're not stay with a woman for more than 10 years. Now, that do you want to get married again? You can learn somebody whole new ways again. All that thing is tiring. Seriously. So you may as well just keep your wife picture in your heart. So the day you leave the world, go to the internet, and maybe you all will meet there, and she will still be your wife. So because you were not married to a different person after she left. So you can do that, but you cannot choose to be with another woman, and then you still have the children mother picture hanging in your house, and she dead. So the other woman had to model after that woman. That is just totally wrong. That what we believe. We women, we telling you. For me, I will not accept that. I will just not accept that. But the show is done.
Yeah.
Well,
No, 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 no. The show is not. I was just about to say, can you imagine a man married to a woman who husband had passed and she still getting man and she still has the man picture hanging up? No man will accept that, and it's the same way no woman will accept that.
no woman will accept that. So you start trying to act like that we saying something by it. The course I told you that the dead bury the dead. When you go and do your marriage vows before I leave, let me tell you one more time. They say for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, in sickness and in health. After all those things, they all be together. When but death come, it will part you. When the death part you, you have to go your way and let that woman's soul rest in peace where she is. Start holding on to the woman and holding her. She gone. You cannot bring her back. You can't. Except Jesus, well, yeah, maybe you are going to send you begging to come to your house to wake your wife up, but it's not happening anymore. The prophet and now they so caught up in raping, they ain't even want to raise the dead anymore. They ain't want to heal sex because they caught up in sleeping with little girls. We won't
Yeah.
go into another topic before we can bring something else here. Yeah, man. So y'all have a nice Sunday. Tomorrow is Memorial Day. Please go and memorialize our fallen warrior soldiers and that died in the war, that fought to save us all, to have a peaceful life. That we're not hearing bombs and guns and all those shootings, especially what were happening in Liberia. The ECOMOS soldiers that gave their life to bring peace to Liberia. Let memorialize them tomorrow. Remember them and honor their sacrifice, the sacrifices that they made. So have a nice evening. Be great and be blessed. Bye bye.